Episode 1. Make it stank!
Wait a stink. All right, now before we get started, I want you guys to know that this is a show mainly for producers looking to do a sound in the vein of modern funk music, future funk music, funk music. And also, you need to have some experience. You need to have some sort of a setup of something. So you need to have some software. You need to have some sort of, something to punch in some MIDI. Either you can use, of course, a MIDI keyboard, or you can even use the keyboard on your computer. You need to have a mic setup of some sorts, and you need to have an understanding, be able to work your way around this software, of course. So now, if you want to check out my setup, you can check that out on the first episode of Behind the Beats. I give you a real in-depth look of my setup. So now let's get down to it. What is it that makes a song stanky, right? What is it that makes a song funky? It gives you that groove you can't necessarily define. Well, us Westerners, we try to define it using words like syncopation or swing or polyrhythms. And really, rhythms have played a major part in kind of distinguishing ethnic groups and the origins from each other since way, way, way back. You've got rhythms like fungi, which is a very widespread known African rhythm, or another rhythm like conga, which is what we know as a drum, actually, but it started off as a rhythm, and it evolved so much that a drum was actually made to fit that rhythm, and more rhythms came about from that, and that kind of gives you your salsa. So when you kind of have an understanding about the origins of these rhythms and can kind of understand the progressions of where it has gone up until today, it gives you a major advantage on how you can devise your own rhythm patterns, right? And so that's the main thing that we're going to be kind of looking at. And although this is a show that's mainly for people that want to do stuff with the funk sound, this method can actually be applied to any genre that you want, because the essence of this method is about trying to pack human flaws into a digestible arrangement using technology, right? So we want to get that feel of a human feel into it. So that's why you can use this method for pretty much any genre that you want to use it for, right? So that is the way of the stank. That is partially what makes songs sound groovy, right? It's because there's this phantom space between what you would normally think something should happen at that time, but it doesn't happen. It happens a little later, or it happens a little earlier, right? And so it's almost like this a void that you can't necessarily explain, right? So that's what makes the music swing, right? So I'm gonna give you guys my method, my take on how to do it. You hear this stuff in all kinds of different sounds, from you name it. I mean, people have used this method, but I'm not sure, how everyone does this, of course, but I have my way of doing it. I've been trying to figure out how to make stuff swing in the way that I would like it to swing, like that kind of P-funk swing. I've been trying to break that down, for like 15 years, right? So just constantly listening to P-Funk and James Brown and all these guys, just nonstop, just trying to really understand where all these different rhythms kind of come from, right? And so I'm going to kind of give you my method on how to do this. This is sort of some different methods that I've kind of come up with as I've been devising my album and coming up with my sound over the last decade or so. So here we go. Let's get into it. No more talking. All right. Show you guys how it's done. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a really, really simple drum pattern. There isn't going to be much to it. Let's see. I've pulled up a template. I've made myself a little template just to save some time. So what we have here is just basically just some drums. Actually, I think maybe I have some. But yeah, I got a bass thing down here. We'll get down there later. But here's it's just a template with some drums. So it's a kick, snare, hi-hat that I found on this one. So I just found some sounds on Logic, sounds that come standard with Logic, and I just kind of found some different ones that I was happy with. And so I'm going to show you my little stank method right here. But the first thing I want to do is just start with a really, really simple a real simple drum pattern. I'll maybe do like a Billie Jean kind of thing, just real simple, right? So let's see, real slow. All right, wasn't exactly on time, so I can just snap that into place. I'm not really caring right now. So what I'm just doing right now is that I just took what you're hearing and I just snapped my work directly into place using this quantizing method, right? So it's hitting directly on the downbeat, right? The 1 and the 3, right? And so now I'm gonna add my snare. Let's see if I can find something. That's good enough. All right, I'm gonna record that. All right. All right, so got that. Real simple, nothing much to it. And then we're gonna put in a hi-hat. I like that one. That'll do. Here we go. That works. And I'll just snap this one in as well. Right? So, not much to it. Real simple. Maybe I'll speed it up a tiny bit. Bring it up to like 99 or something. Just real simple. There's not much to it. So now I'm going to add some claps. That'll do. That's pretty nice, actually. All right, we'll go with that. Here we go. Right. So now usually with my own little method, I usually like to leave the kick, leave the snares just the way it is. But in this case, I'm just going to quantize it. So it's right on. Actually, you can hear that it's a little bit behind the beat here. And that's okay. Yeah, I don't mind that. That's all right. All right, so I'm going to find another clap. That's good. Maybe I'll use that one. Maybe another one. I like that one. Go with this one. Right, I'm gonna quantize that. Right, so that one is dead on as well. I'm gonna turn this one down a tiny bit. I'm gonna add one more. That's cool, that's good enough. Go with that. That's good enough. Snap that in. So what we have here is real simple Billie Jean beat. And now I'm gonna start doing this thing with my little method here, right? And so now what the method consists of is basically a mixture of real feel timing with your playing, quantizing, and also delaying, right? And I kind of, with Logic, I use that method with an actual delay mechanism that they have here, where you can take what you have. I'm gonna maybe just do it here with the kick. With the kick. I'm gonna show you what happens when I delay this kick. So check this out. You hear this stuff. And now I'm gonna delay the kick now. Alright. It's off time there. It's a little late. Right, or if I do it minus. It won't even give me the first hit because it comes too early. right? But you can hear it on the second hit. On the 3, it's a little too early, right? But usually I don't really play with the kick too much. Sometimes I do. Mainly it's usually everything else that I'm kind of driving around that. So next thing I want to do is maybe just get this snare to be a little bit more tighter on the release. So I'm just going to throw a gate on it. Just like that. Right. So I'm just doing with what's there. And here we have a hi-hat. Yeah, I don't really need to do too much of that. But what I will do is that I'm going to push this one a little late. Right, and now here's the first part of your groove. It's starting to get there. I'm just gonna really push it. So 50 ticks. They call it ticks. All right. So now we're gonna look at. Let's look at this kick here. Let's hear the other one. Okay. And that's the last one. So now this brings me to another video I'm going to do. It's called my 3-point clap setup. And it's another clap method that I use. A lot of people ask me, how do you get those original clap sounds? Well, I stack them. Some of them I record myself. But really, it's mainly about just timing and placement. So I think maybe I'll leave this one where it is because it's already kind of pre-stacked. And then I'm just going to maybe take some of the lows out so it doesn't take up too much bandwidth in the mix. Right, and then let's look at this next one here. And this one is like really dead on. Maybe I want to, for sure, push that out to the side. Not too much, but just enough so that you definitely know it's not hitting in the middle right there. And I want to delay the timing, I think, of this. Let's delay it a little bit. Yeah, I like it. That's cool. So I'm really pushing this one a lot. Pushing it like 46. And we're going to take the last clap here. Let's pull this one back. All right. And I'll pull this one out to the side a bit. Take it down a tiny bit. And now the snare drum, that's always a touchy subject, but mainly sometimes I kind of push this one a little bit because, when a human is playing drums, I mean, not every human plays like a robot. There's some, but not every human plays like a robot. We all we all have our little human habits. Some of us are a little behind the beat, some of us are a little on top of the beat or before the beat. And you can hear that stuff in, a lot of old funk music. Listen to Michael Jackson stuff, you can kind of hear just a little slight offset on some of the elements that they have, right? So we got a kind of a groove going on. We got a kick. Got a few claps. Got the hi-hat going. It's really, really out there. Right? And don't be afraid to kind of push stuff because eventually when everything is there, then you're going to start to feel when that groove is coming together. So now, here's another little special thing I'm going to do about kick drums in the future. how to get a nice kick drum sound. So in this particular case, I'm not really trying to do too much, do much to it, but essentially what you want is a kind of a clean, round, thick kick drum sound. I'm gonna touch more on that later. So now, but we got a basic pattern here, right? Real simple pattern.